テンション。
Okay, reset is reset. Let's check if there's anything in the archives. There is! There is. Let's see what it is. Wow. Look at that picture. Eyes rolled back, mouth open. Oof. Interact! Interact! Nothing. What the? And is this on flesh? What? I don't know. I don't know. Hang on. Okay. So beautiful. If only I could see what I see. It is so much bigger than I could have even imagined. And so much more violent. Now they said there was a laugh when you first saw this one. Now there is. Ha! That didn't happen when I first looked at it. Or maybe it did and I just didn't hear it. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we have this. It is clearly a face. All this stuff. It's either blood. It's either blood. Or it could be some kind of smoke. Or maybe something coming out of their mouth. You know, because blood doesn't rise. Alright? It drips and falls. Those are eyeballs. I'm going to assume it looks like a dude. Somebody went over there and they saw this. And then they didn't have any pen or pencil or whatever. And they just started dipping their hands in the blood and then just started, let me get this. Let me get this. I got good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And that's it. That's it. We have this. 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 What is it? A banquet going on. Was invited because they are part of the legacy. This police report should have been at the end, you know, because this is after the event. So if we did this by numbers and everything like that, right? You get an invitation because you're part of the legacy. At the place, dinner served with a vowel. Now, this was left inside the pig's mouth. Did they eat this pig? The vowel was clearly closed. Or was this a way to transport this to the dinner? Somebody went over there and they took the vial and then they put it inside the pig. Someone retrieved it and decided, I'm going to poison all these guys and see what happens. And they did. And then this is the after effects of it. You know, somebody throwing up somebody. Sounds so messed up, man. Someone cutting their intestines out while still talking. And then, of course, here's the note. Was this in the police report? Was this in the police report? And then who did this? Somebody there capturing this. Because if you're an artist, you can grab a hold of a piece of paper or whatever and then just kind of look at what you're looking at and then just kind of do a sketch, and like an auto sketch. That is a thing. That is a thing. So someone had to do that while watching what was going on. Okay? This is somebody who did it. That's what this is. So let's go back to the police report. All right. Let me scan this really quick. Okay. So according to all of this, the pig thing was not introduced. They don't even have the note that was left in here. Okay, so what I'm just going to piece together here is story-wise, okay? This was an annual event that they had, and somebody decided they're going to either engage in sort of an experiment, meaning they're going to poison them, these individuals, and see what they do to each other. Has this been done before in real life? Yeah. Back in the day, they did things to soldiers to see, that stuff actually happened. So would that be here? Probably, I would assume. So they did that, and there's a mastermind behind it. And I think the last one is either going to reveal who it was, or it's going to reveal the reason why. Now, you could kind of put together the reason why. You have a secluded group that engages in whatever they do, right? And then you have this party, an annual party that's been going on from generations to generations. Of course someone would want to take that down. They would want to take that down because it's a party of maybe people who are just wicked people, trying to determine how everyone's going to live on this planet. I think it's kind of cool because if you check out the history of what's going on in modern day today, it's close, isn't it? The redacted stuff, that's close to something, huh? Excluded groups, that too. I'm waiting to see if it's gonna involve some aliens. Because aliens do exist. They're here on this planet with us, so they had to be part of this group. They definitely had to be a part of this group. Maybe they started it. If we were to get really wild. So what is it all about? Well, if you take a look at the event, it's basically stating that the survivors are the host. They are hosting the event. They're working at the event because of the plates. They're getting the plates that are just horribly, like, you got your feet, you got your hand. They're just horribly done. And they are serving at a dinner table. So the survivors were the ones that did this. The survivors were the ones that probably killed somebody. So are they going to reveal that maybe a survivor is going to turn into a killer? And if so, let's take a look at the killers. We have some pretty epic killers here, right? Now they say that Legion is sort of like a survivor. Okay? And then you have that mask, right? And then you go to survivors. Meg, she gets to wear that mask. Let's see where's she at. I don't know if I have it. Yeah, she gets to wear that mask. So, what could it be? Who did it? It had to be one of the survivors, right? Now this is kind of giving me The Thing type of feel. You know, The Thing, the movie The Thing, where this alien was able to disguise themselves as a human with the sole purpose of betraying. Now, that, if you go and take a look, you know, at a killer again, the Dredge kind of looks like The Thing. Because when The Thing is exposed in the movie, it would morph into other people. It would try to morph into those people so it could take over its genetic makeup and turn to that human and pretend to be human. And if you take a look in the store, the costumes, or not the costumes, but the cosmetic stuff that you could put on. Hang on, where is that one where... Hang on. Kind of like that, but there was another one. It had like survivors and stuff. It did. It had survivors and stuff like that. See, this kind of looks like The Thing. You know, the other one had like the survivors' skins and everything like that in the back. I don't have that. I must have missed it or something. So basically what I'm saying is, could this be The Thing? Could this be, hey, guess what? There's a survivor that is going to betray everybody, or can betray, and help the killer out. It's interesting. Would they throw that in there? Or is it just sort of like a little storyline that they threw in? Whatever it is, whatever was in this vial right here was enough to make people hallucinate, kill themselves. And then we have sort of like an account here of something coming out of the person's mouth. Would this be kind of like The Thing from, you know, the movie Thing? Would that be it? The last one should reveal everything. But this was released on July 13, 2026. The investigation is ongoing. But let's be clear. We all got this invitation, didn't we? We were all asked to play the game. Survivors and killer mains. So what I think is that it's all symbolic. They're telling us we are going to be invited to an event where we can poison each other. I mean, if you think about it, maybe it's not even a killer main. Maybe it's an event that they are designing for everyone to play. I just hope it's going to be in a 2 versus 8 type of match, because that would be insane. Something's going to happen. It's going to be in maybe a new game mode. It could be a killer. It could be a survivor turning into a killer, or it could be the Thane. I don't know, but whatever it is, I can't wait for the last one to drop. But this is Comanche Native, and I will see you in the fog.